We got some drama popping off in this YouTube world with Marques Brownlee making a video on the Humane Pin and basically, I guess, bankrupting a company with a title to his YouTube video. People freaking out about that. Think that it's absolutely insane. We'll see some of the people's takes on this. And basically, this pin, I don't even know exactly what it's really supposed to be. What is it supposed to really do? It feels like something that doesn't need to exist, right? It feels like your smartphone can do everything that it can do, and you don't need it really. But let's see. Marques Brownlee, we have a tweet here of him basically, this guy's saying bankrupt a company in 41 seconds, talking about how he titled his video, saying it was like the worst product he's ever reviewed, and he even says it in this clip.
All right, so this is the Humane AI Pin. It is a brand new product and a really interesting form factor of an ultra futuristic wearable computer. So in a time of all these crazy gadgets and Vision Pro and wearable glasses, it's so sick that we get so many genuinely new first generation products like this to give a shot. Unfortunately, it's also the new worst product I think I've ever reviewed in its current state. There's just so many things bad about it. It's so bad, in fact, that I think it's actually kind of distracting to like understand what the point of the device is.
So we can see him right here, that new worst product he's ever reviewed, and that got people, some people up in arms. I think it was probably a smaller amount of people who actually were like, God, this is crazy that he would bankrupt a company, when in reality, just make a good product, right? At the end of the day, his job is to review a product. Everyone wants him to be honest about what he thinks about it and not just say, this seems like a great product when he thinks it's terrible, right? So at the end of the day, just make a good product. That's all you got to do. Make something people want. If you look at YouTube videos like this and you see people, like if someone put out a video and said, the iPhone's the worst phone in the world, that's not going to do anything, right? The iPhone is a good product. People like to have it. People like to use it. So if you put out a video and saying it's the worst, it's not going to do anything. Apple's not going to freak out if someone made a video saying iPhones are terrible, right? But in this case, that's kind of exactly what happened. I mean, this is the video, the thumbnail and stuff right here. This is the tweet we'll talk about right after this, but this is what people are talking about, right? The worst product I've ever reviewed for now. And people are saying, God, bankrupted this entire company with this one thing. And we'll just see, what does this whole pin thing do? And I think this clip kind of summarizes it as just there's no need for it, at least right now, or at least in its current state. I think wearables are something that people try to get going, but just the market, people don't want it. Nobody wants to buy these wearable things when you can just pull out your phone and do everything that the wearable does with the phone you already have in your pocket. So there's really no need for it.
Look and tell me what this is. Or I'll just do this, I guess. Ah. It's a Cybertruck.
The photo is of a Cybertruck, an electric pickup truck produced by Tesla.
Yep.
So I mean, we can see from this clip, it's slow, it's not efficient, it's no real need for it, when you can just pull your phone out and do everything right from here faster than the way that it does it. So I think the end here, this says this is 99% of the experience of the pin, doing something you already do on your phone, but slower, more annoying, less reliable and accurate. And that smartphones are pretty incredible. Who would have thought, right? The computer we have in our pocket actually does things. And then it says at the end here, like, you know, a glimpse of the future where the product could actually peel you away from your phone, reduce screen time and stuff, which I don't think people actually care about. I don't think that people are sitting here saying, I need a wearable that I can use so that I don't have to use my phone. I don't think that that's a big problem. I think that's a super niche market of people saying they want to reduce screen time, so they will do something to not have to look at their phone. But you're still using technology, right? You're reducing screen time, but you're still using tech. So even if you have this wearable, it's not like you're not using technology and waning yourself off of that. You're just using it in a different form. But here is where these things start. Obviously, we saw this video, the title, bankrupting a company in 41 seconds. You can see this guy saying he finds it distasteful and almost unethical to say this when you have 18 million subscribers. Hard to explain why, but with great reach comes great responsibility. Potentially killing someone else's nation project reeks of carelessness. First, do no harm. And to this, I would say makes no sense, right? He didn't say anything that was crazy. He didn't try and make it look bad. He didn't try and do something to break it. He just tried using it and said, yeah, it's not really there, you know? Maybe it's got potential, but right now, it's just insane. And for this thing, it's $700, and I think it's like a $24 a month subscription or something to use it too. So it's not like it's cheap. It's not like it's this fun little product you buy and kind of have fun with, and it doesn't matter if it breaks or you don't use it anymore because it wasn't that expensive. This is expensive and has a subscription. So, you know, to say you can't criticize it, that's insane. This company has millions of dollars flood into it from VCs for funding. It's been going on doing stuff for 5 years building this thing. If you want your product to be received well and you don't want people to talk bad about it, it's really simple. Just make a good product. That's all you got to do, right? And he actually responds to this here saying, you know, we disagree on what my job is. And I would say that's true, right? This guy apparently thinks you can't criticize a company that's, I guess, up and coming, even though it has millions and millions of dollars flooding into it for VCs, for R&D, to build this thing out for multiple years. You still can't say anything bad about. Don't say that it's the worst thing you've ever reviewed because, oh my God, even if it is, just don't say it. Like, what? This whole thing, his whole thing is reviewing stuff. And if he stops being truthful, then his whole brand falls apart, right? If people look at this and say, he's getting paid to say this, and they start buying products when he's saying good things about them and they're not good, then he just completely ruins his credibility, completely ruins everything he's built. So, no, I would rather have him be truthful than to walk a line and not want to make anyone mad in a company. You can see even other people, Moist Critical, responded to this and had a big thing here saying that's, you know, a terrible take. Imagine a world where all reviewers have to give squeaky clean reviews to do everything. The whole point is informing people on products so they can decide if it's worth buying. This one was turbo trash, and he did people a favor by saving them time and money on it. Exactly. I think that, you know, that's exactly what's going on here. Like, I don't think you can look at this and say, God, he's so irresponsible with his platform. He bankrupted a company. In reality, a company made a bad product, right? They had multiple years working on it, millions and millions of dollars. Like, just because he reviewed it and said, nah, I don't like it, it's not great, I wouldn't go out and buy it. If that alone, if somebody just looking at a camera and saying, nah, it's not the best product ever, if that kills your product, like, you don't have a good product. If that can kill it, then it's not a good product, right? So you just got to look more into yourself. And I think if this company, I saw something that they fired some guy who was in charge of like social media relations and stuff and advertising that front, and fired him. I did bookmark that tweet, but I can't find it anymore. So maybe the person deleted it and wasn't actually true. Who knows, right? But let's assume that it was true and say that they're looking at other factors to say, why did we let him talk about this instead of why did he say the things he said, and to fix the product, you know, maybe that gives you a look into what kind of company it is and why they probably won't succeed if that's the route they're going down. But yeah, some crazy, crazy things going on in YouTube with, you know, just one YouTuber making one video, bankrupting a company and making people upset. At the end of the day, like I said, you want good reviews, make a good product. It's really as simple as that. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, do smash that button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next